trading is not about being right, it's about execution. Even with a great indicator like TradingPlace, knowing the direction is not enough. Because most traders don't lose from bad ideas. They lose from bad execution. They chase the move. They size too big. They stay in losers too long. Their stop is too tight. Or worse, they trade with no daily loss limit. And that's how one bad trade turns into a blown account. The fastest ways to lose money? Changing direction every 2 candles. Taking trades because you're bored and trying to make back what you just lost. That is not trading. That is emotional damage with a buy button. You cannot control how much profit the market gives you, but you can control how much you are willing to lose. So stop obsessing over gains. Start protecting your downside. Don't be a hero. Lock in quick profits. Build a buffer. Because one oversized trade can give it all back. That's why we built CandleLab. Use it to test your settings, build confidence, and understand how price action reacts with TradingPlace indicators.
This is CandleLab, and it's available in TradingPlace from the user menu. Let's take a quick look at the layout. Up here at the top, you can select the date, backward, forwards, latest date, select the ticker between MES and MNQ, and we're just going to look at the regular trading hours right now instead of the full extended trading hours. It has 2 modes. We're just going to look at the look ahead today, and then there's a tinker mode where you can discover more interesting ideas. These are the TradingPlace indicators. I'm just going to turn them off one at a time. So the first one here, you can see is the alpha zone. And let's just turn everything else off so you can see what that is. But this shows you where it's flowing, and there's a thick line that will show the direction and also color. That color is the buying pressure, and it shows you who's in control, and it's repeated up here. When it's dull, it is not as strong, but you can see how it switches from blue basically to yellow, where we have the uptrend. In our indicators, blue always means down, while the yellow means up, and then obviously we know what red and green indicates, and this is the trend. So you can see there's a red trend going down, and then we have a green trend going up. The next one, this is the Keltner channels, and price likes to stay within that channel. So when you have a mean reversion day, you're typically going to go between the top and the bottom, and in the middle it will bounce around, and when it gets to the light blue, it's overextended, and usually you're going to get a bounce or a rejection at that extreme values. Then we have the Bollinger Band, and again, price likes to stay within the Bollinger Band as well. Here's our triangles, again, part of the indicators, showing you the direction. There's a bigger triangle that's basically at a higher time frame, and then the arrow shows you the trend direction. This shows you, again, blue is down, yellow up. This is showing you on the 10-minute chart whether we have a candle that closed at a newer high or a newer low, and then the duller part tells me that if the candle would have closed, the 10-minute candle would have closed on that time, it would have been a new high or low, and then it gets locked in with the brighter yellow or blue. The money flow here at the top, we can see where money is flowing to, and you can see that when you have a strong money flow down, this is at a higher time frame. So you can think of it similar to buying pressure, but at a higher time frame. Where buying pressure tells you right now who's in control, buyers or sellers. This tells you, these histogram bars tells you at a higher time frame who's still in control, and you can see it switching here. These red dots, again, in the money flow, this is a very important indicator showing you the direction, and you can see where it flips, we have the trend start moving in a different direction. I'm going to keep this turned off just to save some space. And then when we look at micro ES, we can also have VIX at the bottom. So let me turn that on, and I'm going to reposition the browser a little bit so you can see it. But this shows you where VIX usually moves opposite of ES. You can see again when VIX is making a move up and we have green dots here at the bottom, it usually means that ES is moving down, and as soon as the VIX direction flips, we have ES flip. So this is nice confirmation. Again, I'm going to turn it off while we look at the rest of CandleLab to save some space. But as you can tell, these indicators are really good at showing you direction, but even when you have all of that, traders find it very hard to be profitable for a number of reasons. Their stops are too small, so they get stopped out quickly. They all done too bad trades for too long. But then also just sizing, taking too many contracts. So what we could discover here is we could say, okay, show me if I would have taken long trades, which ones would have worked based on my stop loss and take profit. Let's just go to a dollar amount first. So if I put in a take profit of $100 and a stop loss of $150, which trades would have worked? And what we're looking at here is basically every candle on the open of a 1 minute candle. This is saying if I took a long, what would the results have been? And I want you to notice just the size of the candle and the dollar amount. So this shows me, so if I click on a candle, this will freeze, and I can see what the ATR is, the size of that candle, and then the take profit and stop loss based on my settings, and then the range that price moved, and then ultimately what happened. So when you look at this, you quickly realize with a bigger ATR how large the candle value is and how quickly you would get stopped out. So if you're going to go and make your stop loss, let's say $20, you can see that you have far fewer successful trades. Now if you go $300 stop loss, then more trades would have worked out. And obviously you're not going to trade on every single candle, but this gives you an idea of what would have worked and how much you have to risk with these big candles. If you go 100, and let's say I want to look at the longs and shorts, which trades would have worked. And you can see, like, if you got a short here, your maximum profit would have been on a single MES would have been $1,000 on this day, on June 9th. So you can see that you can make a ton of money trading MES. Now, if we're going to switch over to MNQ, you will see it's much tougher to trade. And this tool makes it very clear why MES might be a better idea to trade.
In the next video, I'll show you exactly how to identify and trade traps. Subscribe to learn how to trade traps and recognize price action confirmation.